Hey, what's up everyone, knownasgeeks. I'm going to show you how to fix or temporary fix your problem with the 6950s and maybe the 6970 graphics cards. It could either be either from HIS, Asus, Gigabyte, etc, etc. I'm not too sure if it's going to work for the other cards, but it should, since the cards are the same. It's just different distribution companies. The first thing you need to do is download two programs. They're in the description. So once you download the two programs, one of them is going to be a normal. Actually, they're both the same. One of them is going to be a non-install program, so you don't have to install it. Automatically runs, just runs like that. And the other one you got to extract into the folder. Okay. So once you have done that, once you've downloaded it, extract the ATI WinFlash files into a separate folder on your desktop. So once you've done with that, you want to go ahead and click Start for Vista and 7 users. Type in CMD, right click, Run as Administrator. You cannot run this inside Windows, this platform right here. You gotta run it inside command prompt. I don't know why. You can still run it, but it starts like freezing and everything, and you don't want that to happen. Okay, so you want to go ahead and type in cd ... What this does is basically it gets you out of that the folder area that you're in. I can't remember what it's called, I'm sorry, but you want to do it again. cd ... enter. You want to go ahead and click on dir, or type in dir /w. This gives you the list of the things that are on your directories, your main directory for your hard drive. Then you want to go to let's see, users. So you want to go ahead and type in cd users. This allows you to go into that directory. So this is the users. And you want to do it again. Push the arrow key up twice on your keyboard. If not, type it again, dir /w /. And then you want to go ahead and type in the name of your computer, which is usually the second one or the third one from the two dots. So 1, 2, 3. So this one, don't worry about this one. Go ahead and type in cd. Type in your name of your computer, and then again, I believe it's cd desktop. Enter, and then remember to name your folder to something for the Win ATI Flash. So whatever it is, type in cd power. Mine's power because I named that folder power. And then you want to go ahead and open up your folder. Click it once so you can copy the name of the file. Copy, Control C, or right click and then copy. If you want it easier, just click on or right click on it, rename, and then just highlight and copy. And then you want to right click and then paste. Don't Control V, otherwise you will see this. That's just basically telling you did a command. This up key right here, this little arrow is telling you did a command with the letter V. You don't want that, so go ahead and get rid of that. And you hit enter. You should see it pop up. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to save this image. So you're going to save your BIOS to something, since it shows what you have. I have the 69000 series, which is the 6950. This just tells you the name of your processor, total memory, free memory, all that. Okay, so save your BIOS to somewhere. Preferred on your desktop. If you have a lot of stuff on there, just make a new folder in somewhere. It doesn't matter. Just remember where you have it. Don't name it to anything else. Just name it just like that. And if you got your own system to name your own stuff, then that's up to you. Go ahead and click on save. I'm gonna save mine to desktop. And you want to go ahead and click continue. Now go ahead and put this to the side. So now that you've saved your BIOS, this will only work, I believe, for the graphics cards that have the 2 BIOS on it. The switcher. If just in case something happens to BIOS 1, you got BIOS 2 to recover BIOS 1. So if you only have 1 BIOS built into your graphics card, I don't recommend you doing it because you might mess it up. But the way I'm doing it, it shouldn't mess it up. So you should be good to go. But if it does, if something does happen, I'm not responsible for what happened to your graphics card. I'm just trying to show people who have these problems with these graphics cards. My graphics card does not spin up. The fan does not spin up while in game. When I'm playing Battlefield 3, my graphics card reaches up to 90 Celsius. That's about 200 degrees in Fahrenheit. It's pretty damn hot, so I'd rather not burn my graphics card out. It used to kick in when it got around like 60 about 80 to 85. It would speed up. When it got hotter, it would speed up even faster. So this is a workaround. Basically, I believe there's bugs inside these graphics cards in their programming or whatever. I don't know. I don't really know how programming works, and if it did, I would try to explain it to you. But since I don't, I'm not going to, because I can't. So you want to go ahead and look for your RBE128exe file. Right click, run as administrator. It's really important that you run administrator for command prompt and this file as well. Okay, now since we saved the BIOS, you want to go ahead and click on load BIOS. See, desktops, desktop. Okay, open. And it's going to give us all the information right now. So see, as you can see, BIOS date time. This is the time that they created the BIOS and they installed it. The BIOS version, chipset type, hardware spec string. This is for the technicians, and the Atom BIOS version. Okay, so it tells us how much we have. Since this one doesn't support this program, doesn't support 2 gigs. It's not going to show us 2 gig. So it shows me that I have DDR5, and it should say I have 256-bit. I don't know why it doesn't say it. And then I got PCIe. So what this program does basically is it allows you to edit the BIOS, which tells the graphics card how to function. Now this is it. Please be very careful and follow exact same steps as I'm doing now. You don't want to mess up your graphics card. You just want to make sure you do every single step as I tell you. Don't do anything else. Don't go anywhere else. Don't click on anything else. Just do the things I'm telling you to click on. If you know what you're doing, and if you're an overclocker and all that, you can always change your overclocking settings here. But if you don't know what you're doing, please don't do it. Otherwise, you will mess up your graphics card, and it's not my fault. As I said before, it's not my fault if you mess it up. I'm just trying to show the people who have the same issue as I do. So, back to the issue on hand. Now, first we're going to go to fan settings. I have my max. When it gets hot, I have it at 70, so it will rev up to 70. I've already flashed my graphics card just to make sure it worked. I have 2 BIOS on mine, so I'm not afraid to mess with it. So you can always set to all recommended values. You can click that. It goes up to 106 max of Celsius. I don't want that. I don't want that to go high. I want my graphics card to last me as long as I can. So just do what I'm doing. So you want to go ahead and click on 70. You leave T-min by itself. You don't do anything to the duty cycle either. Yes, I said duty. Then you go to let's see, set additional features button. And then here's another place where you can always limit the graphics card to where you want, but you don't want to do that unless you know what you're doing. Now, since I don't understand why it's not letting me change here. why it's not letting me do that? It's interesting. Don't mess with anything else. Okay, let's see. Load BIOS. ROM. Open. It should allow me to do it. I don't know why it's not doing it. Oh, I believe because since I've already done it, since I already did it, that's why it won't let me. Okay, so let me load up the BIOS that's already that's already ready. Okay, so 6950 BIOS. This is my one that I've already done before. This one's already ready for me. I'll give you the graphics. No, actually, I won't do that because it might be a different graphics card than mine. If you know that you have the exact same graphics card as I do, I'm going to have the link in the description, and if you have the exact same graphics card and all the information comes out exactly the same, you can use mine. You can use my BIOS. I don't recommend you using it, but it's better just for you to save your BIOS to your computer and edit it yourself. That way, just in case something's a little bit different, the coding on your graphics card, it could be newer than mine, but the exact same type. So this is the one. This is for my second BIOS that I haven't did anything to it. I just saved it so I can flash it to the first one, because I had a 6970. I had the 6950, so it flashed to a 6970. So I wanted to return it to its original setting, see if all the fan features would automatically go back to itself. So I'm going to go ahead and click open. Okay, so as you can see, now this is light up where you can enable your settings. Okay, so let's go back to fan settings. See, this was the normal one. This is how it was before. I don't want that. You want to go ahead and click on set all fan settings to recommended values, or you can type in 40, and then for 106 you get rid of 106 and put in 70. Okay, now once you've done that, go back to additional features and then click on fixed / already fixed. If it's not already clicked, you want to click on that, and then you want to save your BIOS. Let's call this tests for YouTube. Click save. Okay, now once that's done, you can flash the BIOS from here, but I'd rather not flash it from here. I just rather do it here because this is an actual program that's from ATI, I believe, and this is just something that someone made up from Tech Power Up. So go ahead and exit this. You want to go click this over. Now you want to load image. Now go to where your image is at, and mine is where I saved mine too. So wherever you have yours saved at, you must go there. So let's see. 6950 BIOS, and the test for your YouTube. Open, and you want to click save, or actually program, and it's going to tell you, are you sure you want to program? And you click yes. Give it a couple of seconds, and it says program complete or something like that, and then you allow it to restart. It says this requires a restart. You want to restart now or later, and you always want to click yes now. So make sure you save all your stuff before you've restart, just in case you're doing your work, your homework, or something that's important. So click on program, click yes, let it do its thing, and it's going to tell you to restart. And once you restart, everything should be working fine. Also, make sure you have this on BIOS 1 and not 2. Make 2 your backup. So just in case, go into your computer, take your graphics card out, and look at it. If the switch says it on 2, switch it to 1. Leave it to 1. Now, if your computer is, if your BIOS it's messed up, leave it on number 2, save it, and then flash BIOS number 1. That's another precaution. You can do it. That's another way that you can save your graphics card BIOS number 1 or 2, whichever you flashed. but make sure one of your BIOS is untouched, because if you touch it, if you mess with it and you do something to the program, you can completely break your graphics card, and you don't want to do that, because once you break your graphics card and they find out, when you want to send it into the original manufacturer, they found out that you flashed it, you messed with their BIOS settings, you're avoiding your warranty. But if you flash both your firmware, your BIOS on your graphics card, it automatically goes to original settings, like if it's never been flashed before. Okay, so that's basically about it. Give me your comments. Let me know what's going on, if it worked for you, and if it didn't, and if you tried other settings, let me know how you did it so I can mention them in the notes for other people to look at it. Tell me what kind of graphics card you have. If you have a graphics card that only had just one BIOS and there's no switch or nothing, and if it worked for you, just let me know. That'd be cool, so I can add it to my knowledge. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. I got nothing else to tell you or show you, share, and nothing. Well, I guess that's it, guys. This is Known As Geeks. Thanks for watching.